Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're all doing well. This is just an update video on how my high yield income ETFs are doing in my Roth IRA. And today I'm going to talk about how did my high yield Roth IRA perform in April, what new high yield ETF did I add to my portfolio, and what's my playbook for May. Okay, so let's start off with a portfolio summary. You can see that looking at my portfolio over the last few months, it did do pretty good from May until about October and November of 2025. And then from, I'd say, November to March, it does take a little bit of a decline. And now we're in, I guess, May. And the last 2 months have been actually pretty good for my portfolio. And if we look at the portfolio movement, you can see that February and March were pretty bad months, but my portfolio is back to recovery or is in recovery mode. And if we look at the portfolio movement, you can see that it got as low as about $14,998. And as of April, it's jumped back up to over $17,000, which is close to the portfolio value in January. Now, the thing about the high yield income ETFs is when the market is doing really good, my portfolio will rise really fast. But just as fast as it rises, it can also drop that fast. And we saw that somewhere in between February and March. Now, in the last month, I did hold HOW, I sold QDTE, and I sold my swing position, which was in PLTW. But looking at April, you can see that my income has actually increased and was more than March and February. So I'm very happy about that. And year to date, I've received about $1,298 in distribution. So that's pretty good for the last 4 months. Now, if we look at individual holdings, my anchor or my core part of this portfolio is SCHB, and that's up 19%. HOW has recovered. It's still, below my cost average of a few months ago, but after making strategic swing trades and just keep collecting the distributions, I'm actually up overall 3.77%. So that's good. And I received a total of about $2,300 in distributions. Now, blocks is a new position that I just added, and I'll talk about that later on in the video. So far, my portfolio is up about 23.4%, and I'm really happy about that because in the last, I guess, 6 weeks, it has seen a lot of red. So always good to see green, right, in our portfolios. Okay, so let's talk about my new position, which is blocks. And I had heard about this several months ago, and I know there's a lot of hype around this going around on YouTube, but I hate to jump into funds that I just need to see more market data and movement before I actually buy. So I kind of took some time away from blocks and just forgot about it. But then I saw a video on Eugene's channel, the Dividend Capitalist, and he was briefly talking about blocks and its movement. It's actually been doing pretty good this year. So that got me interested, and I went to their website again, looked at how they generate income through options and contracts and other ways to do call options. And what's nice about this than let's say something like HOW is there are a lot of different holdings or a lot of different things that it has exposure to. So if one holding in the fund gets wrecked, it doesn't disrupt everything because there are other kind of like backup holdings. I guess that's what an ETF should be. It should have a little bit more risk strategies because if you just have a single ticker in a high yield income ETF and that fund, the underlying fund isn't going so well, your portfolio could get wrecked, which is what happened to me with HOW in March. Okay, so what do I like about blocks? Well, it's a weekly payer. You can see that it pays on the Monday of each week. And right now it's ranging anywhere between 8 to 10 cents. And I like the portfolio strategy here because I watched a couple of YouTube videos and the fund managers are really trying to control the NAV in this fund, which I really appreciate. So you're not always going to get the biggest payout, but anytime, any stocks that have exposure to crypto are doing well, then this fund will maybe eventually raise its distributions. But for now, I'm happy with this distribution as long as it keeps the NAV under control. Okay, so looking at my May playbook, now before we move on, this video is for entertainment purposes only. Remember, it is not intended as financial advice. Please consult with a qualified financial advisor before making any investment decisions. Okay, so for May, I currently have about 110 shares and blocks, and I'm hoping to build that out to 150. So I should have that by the next portfolio update. And my second thing to do in May is try to buy SCHB on the dips. It's actually kind of hard to do these days because I mean things like the S&P 500 are just reaching all-time highs. It seems every week. But I still want to buy a little bit of SCHB, even though it may be, reaching all time highs. That phrase, it's better to be, what's the phrase? Time in the market beats timing the market, right? So I'm going to put 50% into SCHB, but also say 50% of my distributions in cash because, I mean, things don't go up continuously and there is going to be a, opportunity to take advantage of the dips. And so that's what the cash position will do is buy the things on a dip. Hopefully SCHB will do that in the next couple of months, but we'll see. Okay, so that was season two, episode number 7 of my Roth IRA series. We'll have another portfolio update in about 10 days, so hope you'll stay tuned for that. And please like this video and subscribe to watch more free content on achieving financial freedom and living in Asia. And you also might like these 2 videos. Thanks for watching, take care, and see you in the next video. Peace.